you think your biggest financial problem is that you don't earn enough? It feels obvious. More money should mean fewer worries. But the reality is far stranger. Your brain wasn't designed to build wealth. It was designed to survive another day. For hundreds of thousands of years, saving for retirement would have been meaningless because tomorrow was never guaranteed. Food spoiled quickly. Danger was everywhere. The future was uncertain. So your mind evolved to value immediate rewards over distant ones. That ancient survival system is still running today, except it now faces shopping carts, one-click purchases, endless sales, and carefully engineered advertisements. Could your spending habits be less about willpower and more about ancient programming?
Every time you buy something, your brain receives a small reward. It releases dopamine, a chemical involved in motivation and anticipation. Notice the word anticipation. Most people assume dopamine is the pleasure chemical, but it is actually more about wanting than having. That's why the excitement before a purchase often feels stronger than the satisfaction afterward. Have you ever ordered something online and checked the shipping status several times a day? That isn't an accident. Your brain is enjoying the chase. Companies understand this remarkably well. Bright colors, limited time offers, countdown timers, flash sales, free shipping above a certain amount. Every element is designed to trigger ancient reward systems that evolved long before shopping malls or smartphones existed. You think you're making a logical decision, but your brain is responding to cues it has been wired to notice for thousands of generations. Who do you think has spent more time studying your behavior? You or the companies trying to sell you something?
The answer is uncomfortable. Entire industries exist to understand your attention. Behavioral economists, psychologists, designers, and data scientists work together to discover what makes people click, hesitate, or buy. Every small improvement that increases purchases becomes part of the next app, website, or advertisement you see. They aren't forcing you to spend money. They're simply making it easier for your ancient instincts to make the decision for you. Scarcity is one of the strongest examples. When you see only 2 left in stock, something changes. Suddenly the item feels more valuable. Even if you weren't planning to buy it a minute earlier, losing the opportunity feels painful. Your brain treats potential loss more seriously than potential gain, because in the distant past, missing food or resources could threaten survival. Today, the same instinct can convince you that a pair of shoes is somehow an emergency.
Does that sound rational?
Not really. But it feels real. Then there's social comparison. For most of human history, living in a small tribe meant constantly observing the people around you. Status influenced survival. Those with stronger social connections often had better chances of finding food, receiving protection, and raising children. Being accepted mattered deeply. Today, your tribe isn't 50 people. It's millions. Every scroll through social media exposes you to vacations, luxury cars, expensive homes, designer clothes, and carefully edited highlights from other people's lives. Your brain compares itself automatically, even when you know those images don't represent reality. The result is a constant feeling that you're falling behind. That feeling often leads to spending. Not because you need something, because you want to close an invisible gap. This is one reason lifestyle inflation happens so quietly. You receive a raise. For a brief moment, life feels easier. Then your expectations adjust. A nicer apartment seems reasonable. A more expensive phone feels justified. Better restaurants become normal. Soon your expenses rise to match your income, and the financial relief disappears. Have you ever wondered where your raise actually went? This adaptation isn't a personal failure. It's another feature of your brain. Psychologists call it hedonic adaptation. Simply put, humans quickly become accustomed to improvements.
Yesterday's luxury becomes today's normal. The excitement fades, and the search for the next upgrade begins. If you don't recognize this cycle, you'll spend your entire life chasing a satisfaction that keeps moving just out of reach.
Credit cards make this even easier. Cash creates friction. You physically watch the money leave your hand. A card removes much of that emotional discomfort. Digital wallets remove even more. One click, one tap, one fingerprint. The distance between wanting something and buying it has almost disappeared. Why does that matter? Because friction protects you. Imagine climbing a hill. Every extra step makes you think about whether reaching the top is worth the effort. Spending used to involve many small hills. Driving to the store, carrying cash, waiting in line, counting bills. Today, those hills have been flattened. Buying has become nearly effortless, while saving still requires patience. Your brain naturally chooses the easier path. Another hidden force is mental accounting. People don't treat all money equally. A tax refund often feels like bonus money, even though it's simply your own earnings returned later. A work bonus may be spent more freely than your monthly salary. Casino winnings often disappear faster than income from a paycheck. Objectively, every dollar has the same value. Subjectively, your brain assigns different meanings to different sources. That changes behavior. Subscription services exploit another weakness. A large annual payment feels expensive. A small monthly payment feels harmless. $10 here, $15 there, $20 somewhere else. Individually, they seem insignificant. Together, they quietly consume hundreds or even thousands of dollars each year. Have you ever added up all your subscriptions? Many people avoid doing it because seeing the total forces the brain to confront reality instead of individual decisions. Advertising also understands the power of identity. Very few ads simply say, "Buy this product." Instead, they suggest who you'll become. More successful, more attractive, more productive, more confident, The product becomes a shortcut to a new identity. Your brain doesn't only evaluate the object, it imagines a better version of yourself. That imagined future is emotionally powerful. But buying an expensive notebook doesn't make you organized. Buying running shoes doesn't make you fit. Buying investment books doesn't make you wealthy. Actions create identity. Purchases only create possibility. One of the most surprising discoveries in behavioral science is that people often make decisions emotionally and justify them logically afterward. You feel something first. Then your conscious mind constructs a story explaining why the purchase made perfect sense. Have you ever caught yourself saying, "It was on sale"? That explanation usually appears after the decision, not before it. Your brain prefers consistency. Once you've acted, it wants your beliefs to match your behavior. So it quietly edits the story. This doesn't mean you're irrational. It means you're human. Fortunately, the same brain that creates these habits can also build better ones. The first step isn't trying harder. It's making good decisions easier than bad ones. Increase friction around spending. Remove saved payment methods for purchases you don't make often. Wait 24 hours before buying non-essential items. Unsubscribe from promotional emails. Turn off shopping notifications. Make impulsive spending just inconvenient enough for your logical mind to catch up. At the same time, reduce friction around saving. Automate transfers on payday. Increase investments before you see the money. Keep emergency savings separate from everyday spending. Let your environment work with your brain instead of against it. Another powerful technique is simply to pause. When you want something, ask one question. Will this still improve my life 6 months from now? That single moment interrupts automatic behavior. Sometimes the answer is yes. Many times it isn't. Wealth is rarely built through perfect decisions.
It's built through thousands of small choices that seem insignificant in the moment. One unnecessary purchase won't ruin your future. One automatic investment won't make you rich overnight. But repeated consistently over years, those tiny decisions become completely different lives.
The people who appear disciplined often aren't relying on stronger willpower. They've designed systems that protect them from their own instincts. They know their brains are ancient. Their environment is modern. And success comes from making those two realities work together. The goal isn't to eliminate spending. Money exists to improve your life. Experiences matter. Comfort matters. Generosity matters. But intentional spending creates freedom, while automatic spending quietly takes it away. Once you recognize that your brain is following patterns written long before banks, online shopping, or social media existed, something changes. You stop blaming yourself for every impulse and start building systems that guide those impulses toward better outcomes. You don't need a different brain. You need a different environment. Because your biggest financial problem was never simply how much money you earned. It was the invisible programming deciding how you used it.